Hey everybody. So this is a very long video where Brett Keane, Happy Cabby, Agent of Doubt, and myself have a discussion about some of the drama that's been going on. I apologize for the length, but I think all the information and all the conversations that went on were important to be noted and uploaded. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Feel free to rate up or down depending on your opinion. I invite everyone to express themselves freely, but if you're going to down thumb or up thumb, please let me know who you are and why you did so. Thanks for watching. Enjoy.
That Nick Bravo is persona non grata, and anyone who looks like they might be showing him the little bit of respect of just mentioning, hey, he exists, you're gonna go smear him? This is bullying, Brett. You guys bullied me, and you want to smear me as a pedo defender and a racist defender? You know, that's bullshit, Brett.
I didn't call you a racist or a pedo.
No, somebody who defends them and promotes them.
You put the links to basically pedo YouTube channels.
No,
I found that odd.
Let me tell you something. I in my video I said, here's this person who sent me these links. I go ahead and I leave them in the context which he sent them because I think it's important for people to see the creepy ways he uses euphemisms to describe these channels, such as young girl enthusiasts. I think people are pretty much intelligent enough to figure out the reason why I set all of his to the side. And I said, I'm tired of looking at porno shit. You can look at his fucking list. You can look at exactly the way he fucking explains it, right? And you can fucking do whatever you fucking want with it. Why do you guys fucking want to smear me as somebody who's leading someone to pedophilia when just as easily, and probably more likely because of the people that watch my channel, people are probably watching my video in order to go find those videos to do something about it? Why do you leave out in that same video that you guys are talking about, apparently the only one of the series that you watched a little bit about, why do you leave out that I was leading people to try to go help this little fucking 10-year-old girl in the same fucking video? Why do you leave that out, huh? Because it's a fucking smear, Brett.
No, I didn't say anywhere in that video that I thought that you were some kind of pedo or racist or anything. And we're live right now, by the way, and being
recorded. You guys are
saying
that because I mentioned that
well, let me say it out loud from my own mouth. I do not believe in any kind of way that Agent is a pedo or a racist or anything.
Thank you.
So I'm not trying to smear you. I
never heard them by showing the link.
What about the link?
Do you believe that I'm promoting them?
Well, I believe that you were basically stating that these YouTubers were false flagged and stuff. I think that Happy Cabbie's issue was, why would you
haven't watched the series and heard me explain that not every one of those flags do I consider false. In fact, I have an entire category in most of those videos for inappropriate. I have a category for flag watch, videos that I believe are probably going to get flagged because they're against the terms of service. You guys just didn't fucking do your research before you started running your mouth about me.
Well, to be honest with you, the only thing I had seen was really the links and some of the video that you said in your blog spot. That was it. I had not even know. I didn't really care.
How did that come to anyone's attention between you and Happy Cabby when you both had me blocked? Is it just people trying to start drama and leading you to one little thing where you don't investigate the context of it? Is that what it is?
All I've seen was the links in the blog spot. You'll notice in the video I hardly even talk at all. It's pretty much him just talking.
I heard you talk a lot. Brett, I heard
I
was never defending you. I was never mentioning you. I was leaving you out. When all you had to do was search my channel with your own name, and you'd find that I've talked plenty of times.
Let me take
plenty of fucking times. I've been on your channel in videos where you've put my name in the titles, and you're talking about me like I'm some kind of person who won't say the name Brett Keane because Mufasa. Bullshit. Motherfucker, you guys decided to fucking smear me.
No, I'm not smearing you. it's true that you actually have mentioned me in the videos and I missed it, as you know, I took like an 8-month hiatus from YouTube.
Motherfucker, your Google's right in front of you. Search my channel if it's true. You got 2 seconds right now. Put in BK, put in Keane Vlogs, put in Brett Keane. You'll find that you've been mentioned in my videos.
Okay, hold on a second.
The first time, which was a positive time, okay, that was August 2012 in the series. Many of your channels that got flagged down happened before I even started the series. All right, you've been protected with your Keane Vlogs channel since I started the series.
Can you see my screen?
I can see your screen.
Okay, I typed right here, Brett Keane, and your Agent of Doubt thing. Can you guys see that?
Did you put a space in your own name?
Of course.
I can't really see the...
Yeah, right there.
Okay.
Brett space Keane, and I'm looking down. It says, so Ash didn't deliver. Flags recap of the week.
Results, yeah, in the recaps, but also under BK and Keane Vlogs. Now, not all of them would be a positive mention of some time that you were flagged, because in towing that whole fucking neutrality line, I have said things like, this person believes that they were flagged by Brett Keane, or some of them, I'll be like, this is Undertaker Freak 777 versus Onision, right? It's part of that drama. Undertaker Freak 777 got flagged. You can never tell who flagged who, okay? And the time that you're lying about me and saying that I said Happy Cabby flagged, okay? You go to that video where Nick Bravo is in it, and you'll see Nick Bravo claims Happy Cabby flagged it. And I haven't changed it. I haven't changed one fucking bit of anything that I put up. Not even the fucking blog. You guys are, the red letters are Agent of Doubt speaking instead of fucking listening to the context.
Okay. Do you see what I'm seeing on the screen? I'm right on your channel, and I don't see any title of Brett Keane in there. Now, I'm not saying that you're lying or something, but...
You want to click on some of the flag recaps and look in the description, you'll see that I not only mentioned you, you probably got a link. You know, the one from a month ago, that was a mention talking about, like, that's the one right there.
Okay, let me take a look. At Tweet of God, Azumo suspended for Mormon suck. Tim Jones, a.k.a. Agent of Doubt.
Oh, look, there's the Brett Keane one right there.
Hey, you do have me in there.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I was talking about how it was a landmark occasion, you know, in that you've got your videos as YouTube shows, they're under a different flagging system, and somebody managed to get something through. And I was talking about that, in not just that video, but others, about how important that is in the developments of the flagging system. Okay? You've been mentioned plenty of fucking times, and you go on this video and say that I've been leaving you out. Well, I've been on your channel. What the fuck is this?
I know this might not be good for you, but I have said this many times. I do have terrible eyes, and I did not see this particular video with the links in it. But I will state right now that I apologize for what I said in the other video. Apparently it is true. Agent has several links and my name in there, as well as other users there. So yes, he did come through. I was mistaken, misunderstanding, and I apologize publicly.
Thank you for that.
No problem. I really didn't see it. I've got terrible eyes. My wife would tell you I'm practically blind as a bat. So I had to zoom up on that.
So, my question, Mike, is, do you think that in the future, you would be less likely to link these inappropriate channels as flagged?
No. I've had sections for them before, and I believe that I'm bringing them out in the correct context.
Okay.
For me, it's more of a clinical thing, but people are not using my channel to find other pedo channels. They're not networking through my series.
Right.
More likely, people who are going to report these people to authorities are going to investigate these channels
Right.
when they come up. And in fact, I have gone ahead and I've contacted authorities myself, and I did not flag when I saw something very wrong because I wanted that evidence there when I contacted the FBI.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And Happy Cabbie's been saying things about like, oh well, I see now that he's admitted that there are some things that he would flag. In my video, I said, quote, if you see something really happening in a video, not just someone talking, do what you think is right. And some people will flag, and they'll just sweep it under the table and say, well, the video is gone, so, I feel better. For me, flagging, if it got to the point where I would consider removing something by flagging, I would probably, before that, contact the FBI. Okay?
Right.
So there really is not an instance that I can come up with where I would flag. In fact, Happy Cabby sent me a message. It was one of the worst things that I've ever come across. In fact, I can't think of something this year that I've seen worse than this thing that Happy Cabby tried forwarding to me. Now, the video was already taken down, but the description of it was bad enough. Okay? And it was sort of like a test of like, well, would you flag this? And I said, I will bring this up in my next flags recap. And I'm going to tell you, the answer is no, because there is a better way to do things, like get the authorities involved. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
At that point, this was a horrific video that he decided to use as his example. Okay? If the only thing in the world to do was to flag those videos down when you see something as bad as child pornography on YouTube, then I would resort to it. But that's
Right.
not the case. That's not the system that we're using. A big part of the reason why I do the series that I do is to show the system for what it is.
I hear you. And I'm sorry that you took it as smear. I would like to actually unblock the Agent of Doubt thing, but if you go over right now, just block someone that you don't like real quick and try to unblock. It's, for some reason, it keeps telling me it's giving me an error. So I've been
Who do I not like?
Huh?
Who do I not like?
I don't know. Is there anybody out there? Obviously, there's got to be someone. We all have at least a few assholes that we got in mind.
Just throw someone random at me. Who do I
I'll
not
tell you
like
what.
today?
I'll tell you what. Instead of you having to go through all that bullshit, why don't I go ahead and show you what's happening to me whenever I do this? I'll just go ahead and show you my screen and show you what's happening. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Okay.
Now I'm going to go to your Agent of Doubt thing here. Okay. Now it's going to show blocked. You see this? I'm clicking unblock. Can you see that?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to try to add you to my friend circle. Now it throws this little red tag up. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
It says error adding members to circle. Now it looks like you're unblocked, but if I refresh the page, watch what happens. See? I got to unblock again. And I'm trying to add you to, let me try adding you to family or something. Error, adding members to circle. I refresh, and guess what it's going to do again.
Well, I'm going to give you this that you've shown on the screen and the fact that you suggested that I use a different account.
Mm-hmm.
And that was something that apparently had skipped my mind as well. So I wouldn't be in here if you hadn't suggested me to use a different account. So
I had no idea that they were going to glitch out the plus like that, or I would have just went over there, done it, just had you
how
come.
many different places do you gotta block a motherfucker? Did I ever plug you with Google Plus?
No, it's just when I get
I
ag.
find out that you've snapped and you don't like me for a day by seeing that you've rescinded your contract requests on Skype, but then I'm blocked on all these other things that we won't even know until we get there. And you'll have to remember, oh yeah, there was that one time. I kind of had a bad day.
I've been having a real bad last couple months, man. I'll tell you, I've been talking to Gorilla about it. What we've been talking about for the past hour there, Gorilla.
Yeah.
Brett, you flip your shit at me.
Well, dude, I got a serious goddamn toothache. I feel like I'm dying these days, man.
I'm gonna take you back before the toothache. This was Sunday, April 28th. It's in your own Skype history probably, where you're saying those assholes bore me. The video is bullshit. I can't take your fake ass bullshit anymore. And then you block me without a really good explanation. You just call me fake ass bullshit.
Well, I was aggravated about the whole Nick. I call him Nicole. That's what I've been calling him. But Nicole basically got promoted on those links and stuff wherever you put that. I know that you're not
How good is a promotion for Nick Bravo? How effective is it, you think, when his name has been dragged through the mud by Happycabbie so much that nobody respects him whatsoever, and the channel that it would have led to would have been flagged down within a week anyway, you know? And when he gets 2 flags, he has this tendency to shut his channel because he doesn't want people to get the satisfaction of taking down the whole channel. This is something that, as a flagging aficionado, fucking flagging obsessed person, I've noticed in him. Okay, he just fucking will not give that third flag to anyone. So he'll fucking close the channel, make a new one, like the real Nick Bravo speaks for real. Right? We're not gonna fucking give him a promotion you don't want on your own video. I'll give you that respect, but I don't see the promotion aspect of it.
Well, it's putting his links in there.
When I gave you mention on my videos, did that help you out? When people watch this series, those who watch it start to understand. I'm not giving anyone a shout out by listing them. You know, I might give people the link to where they can find them if they remember liking them when a channel was terminated. But I'm not giving anyone a shout out, especially not fucking Tommy Sotomayor, fucking doggy sodomizer, motherfucker. I'm not giving him a shout out. He just gets flagged a fucking lot because he says some stupid ass bullshit.
I used to personally feel sorry for Nick and everything like that until he started dropping Happy's docs into my comments board, and I also seen a video with him with a Christian called what is it, Christian and Peace or something like that. Are you guys familiar with this name?
Is it Peace in Christ Alone?
Yeah, Peace in Christ Alone. They had made a video together where Nick was making it pretty damn clear that he actually was involved in fucking up the job thing that Happycabbie wanted to do. I don't know if you remember Happycabbie left for a little bit because somebody got into his personal shit and fucked a lot of stuff up for him.
Yeah, and I didn't see that claim that somebody had done it. I saw one from Peace in Christ Alone. I saw 2 others, and I was not sure who was actually at fault because people were wanting to take credit for it.
Well, I've gotten to see a lot of videos where the guy has made death threats, where he's accused Happy of being everything under the sun you could think of and shit. And it's just like, man, when I seen you put the link in there and suggest that something happened to Nick because of Happy or whatever, I was like, fuck. This guy is a complete and utter dirtbag.
Brad, I just want you to know, Christine Peace and Peace in Christ Alone are 2 totally different people.
I'm talking about Peace in Christ Alone, the bald-headed guy.
But prior to that, you were saying something like Christine Peace, which is a different channel.
Mm-hmm.
Just to clarify, they are worlds apart.
Okay. I'm talking about the bald-headed guy with the mustache that has done some pretty snobby-ass videos and stuff. The guy that's hanging out with Nicole, as I put it. But you've already spit out the actual name already right there on the stream, so what the hell?
Okay, so, Brett, You were pissed off at me because something I did might have given an inadvertent shout out to Nick Bravo.
Yeah. If someone sat there and was dropping your docs and making death threats to you constantly, and somebody came along and made a video stating, "Oh, this link right here is to this person's YouTube channel, advertise them," yeah, I'd be like, why are you doing that when you know this person has given all this bullshit to Agent of Doubt or whoever the user is they're doing that to? Yeah, I got pissed.
Two things. You're assuming that because you guys have a fight with him, that everybody else who's talking to you should have that same fight.
This isn't some kind of like your particular specific type of drama. This is a guy who's accusing him of everything under the sun, criminal acts.
And that leads to my second point. It is the level of cartoon-ass bullshit. Nobody believes anything that either of them are saying about each other because it is cartoon-level drama, okay? It is to the point where Nick Bravo goes out to a farm and films pigs and starts chasing them around, calling them Happy Cabby. Okay? Did you see that one?
No, I didn't see
Nobody believes anything that either of them are saying about it. That this story is so beyond credible.
Yeah, I actually just watched a Nicole video and left a comment there because I'm really unfamiliar with. I mean, all I really know about the Happy Cabby Nicole drama is that they used to be roommates and they had a big falling out over a computer or something, and that's all I know. I had no idea that it had gotten to the point where, you know, Happy's life was being affected and all these docs were dropped. I didn't know that till, I mean, just now.
Christian,
Uh-huh.
if Crazy to the Core
Mm-hmm.
and Aldous Valor had a fight like Happy Cabby and Nick Bravo, would you believe that it was real?
No.
No, I would sit here and
Crazy to the Core started doc dropping Aldous Valor
Yeah.
in order to heighten the drama, would you believe that it was real?
Well, he did. And no.
No, you wouldn't.
No, and we didn't. Remember?
Brett, when people see Nick Bravo versus Happy Cabby, they feel like it's a work. It's like History Tours versus Psycho Hurricane back in the day.
Yeah, that dude was insane.
They were in on it together.
Well, I don't know if they were in on it or whatever, but I know.
Versus Andre the fucking Giant. They were drinking beers after the show. Okay?
Agent, I mean, you do realize that you're obviously a lot more involved in the kind of drama than I myself. I don't like to watch 100 videos of people acting crazy towards each other. The guy, I've seen video clips where he's threatened to kill Happy Cabby. So to me, that went beyond the drama concept. He said he was going to find him and kill his ass. So
Yeah, but I don't know.
At that point, why would someone flag the video down
And not call the police?
Call the police?
Yeah. I mean, I saw stuff like that too, and I didn't take it seriously because, I mean, number one, I watched some of Nicole's videos, and he seems like a raving madman in a lot of them, and I thought it was an act.
I don't know if it's an act or not. I don't know the guy personally.
Christian, how many people has Aldous Valor threatened to kill?
Including yours truly, about a dozen, you know? He's threatened to kill me. Dude, he did a video.
The worst one, though.
Well, remember he did the video about where he, like, staged storming my house and killing me. Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
And it was fake.
Completely acted out.
Yeah. Scripted and everything. Different camera angles, editing, the whole spiel.
You guys are talking about people that you're aware of, that you've gotten relationships with, or all this. Me, I'm just the guy who clicked on a video seeing someone making a death threat. I don't know
but
if it's a fucking cartoon or animation
well,
or some
it's
kind of silly setup.
Well, it's YouTube, and I think a lot of us, you know, that are familiar with this kind of level of entertainment, and I'm doing air quotes, I think we assume that a lot of it is staged. A lot of it is hyped up drama. I think a lot of people just assume that. You know? What?
It defeats the purpose if you have to say.
I know.
Air quotes.
I know. I know. It's stupid.
That
I
was
know.
so bad.
I know. It is dumb. Sorry. I don't know, Brett. I mean, I never. I guess I never took the drama between Cabby and Nicole all that seriously because I thought it was kind of. I mean, I think it might have been based on some real drama, but I also think that there's a possibility that it was kind of trumped up for views and attention. Because I mean, that's just my opinion, and I guess now I know differently. But
Happy's already said this publicly, Gorilla, so it's not like I'm adding any kind of secrets here or something behind the scenes, but he's already said that Nicholas has actually called the fucking cops on him, the FBI, that he's caused him a lot of fucking problems, and Happy, obviously, from what I'm seeing, is not taking this as a joke. He's not taking this funny, and I don't know Nicole enough to be able to go, oh, it's a joke whenever he sits there and holds a knife up talking about killing somebody. I don't know that, and I don't know why I would want to get to know somebody who talks like that on a fucking video well enough to figure out if they're joking or not. I mean, usually you see somebody doing that, you're not going to go, man, I need to become buddies.
I need to have a beer with that dude. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
But if it is a big drama game, at least for Nicholas, then so be it.
Yeah.
That's fine. But it's not that, it doesn't seem like it's any kind of humor or funny at all to Happy what's going on.
No, I agree. And I've just recently, been made aware of how serious it is to Cabby, and that changes my perspective of the whole thing.
At some level, something that Cabby can get some sort of pleasure out of. Recently, he unprivated a video just to taunt Nick Bravo with some more. And this is a video that he knows that Nick Bravo doesn't like, and I think it is very unflattering. And it was before Nick Bravo supposedly had internet awareness that this video could come back to haunt him when Cabby was shooting it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a stalker, do you taunt the stalker?
I don't know, but I've never heard Happy threaten this guy or tell him that he's going to call him.
Really? Because he said in the comments, in the description of the video, I know that he doesn't like this video and it's come time to bring it out again. And it's like as if any time that Nick does anything that he doesn't like, he's going to bring this video out again. This is his
Video
stick.
is it?
Yeah, what video is it?
Let's hold on. You know me,
Yep.
Christian. I've got it in
Yep.
my downloads.
Yep.
Let's see.
I'll be straight with you, Inventor. If somebody came over to my page and they said, here's Inventor Gorilla's docs, and they dropped your real name and all your shit, said they wanted to kill you, my first reaction would be to get rid of their fucking comment immediately so people don't see if it actually is your docs or real name or not. And then I would completely block the person out. I have nothing to do with them. That's how I would react. I wouldn't go, I wonder if this is something fun.
Yeah. Well, when you put it like that, dude, come on. Yeah, but and I appreciate that, brother. And I would do the same for you. I don't think that, but I hadn't seen any of this doc dropping stuff. I hadn't seen anything that to me seemed, credible as a threat. And I'm gonna go and remove my comments from Nicole. Because I don't want to be associated with that, and I like Happycabbie. Happycabbie's been really cool to me, and I wish nothing but the best for the guy, And mind you, Happy and I were introduced in really negative in a negative way. I mean, the first time I heard about Cabby, he was slapping his ass at me in a video. You know? So, I've worked really hard at mending, my relationship with Happy, and I've helped him out whenever I was able to, and whenever he needed it, because and I've told him this in person, that I think he's one of the biggest underrated YouTubers, on the site. So
Well, I'm going to tell you something, Agent, that'll shock you. I did inform Happy that I had blocked you and all them things, and he said, "Why did you block him for?" And I said, "Well, I was aggravated about the situation." But he even said, "Hey, Agent's not a bad guy or anything. He's not a terrible guy. Just unblock him. If you want to continue talking to him, go ahead." So he doesn't have like some kind of hatred towards you.
No.
Or aggravation.
He even left a comment.
I've gotten that from him.
Mm-hmm.
Even in PMs that he's said that to me, I do find it hard to believe. And one of the things that, if he were here, I would be challenging him with, was in your video with him, he said that he has me on his Skype and he could have called me. He had me blocked on Skype a long time ago. I even said this in a video, and he said, "No, I don't have you blocked." I proved it with screen capture and everything. That I had comments waiting to get to him that still had that little swirly thing in Skype. Okay? And he's still like, I've got 3 different Skypes, and I don't log into the same ones all the time. Well, the one Skype that he's ever had me as a contact on, he's had me blocked for almost a year. Okay? So when he says, "Oh, I've got him in Skype," no. I'm not good enough to know his other Skype things. I've sent him contact requests when I was in group calls with you, Brett, and him, and he never responded to those contact requests. He never accepted. Because I'm not good enough for Happy.
Well, I don't think that he views you as that. He has said some pretty decent things about you, so I don't think that's the case. I'll ask him about it.
I just find it hard to believe that he is not that tech savvy when it comes to contact requests from people that he's in the conversation with at that moment. I tend to think that he's pretty tech savvy. In fact, he gives tutorials on things related to this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll ask him. Let me see if he's even online. Hold on a second.
Is the Cabby lurking?
Tried to ask him to come into Google Hangouts. He doesn't like the Google Hangout thing, so I don't know if I could actually get him to actually come into one of these things.
Yeah, he left a comment in the video I did about the drama between you two, and he said that he liked you and that he considered the drama over.
Drama over, but I'm going to continue to hint that Agent of Doubt might be leading people to pedos and racists in defense of them.
Mm.
And when I explain where I'm coming from in regards to why I leave all of those links that came from Helen 906 in the context that I received them, when I explain that it's important for people to see where this guy is coming from, because I'm on the wrong end of YouTube every week I do this video, okay? You see some weird shit, okay? And every week it's different. You find people like blowing up fucking soda bottle bombs with dry ice and blowing off their hand. You find people whipping themselves with swords on their backs and opening up their backs and it looks like spare ribs. And they do this in front of a crowd of people who are cheering them on. You see all sorts of sick shit, okay? And to think that I'm trying to promote this stuff by showing the way that this guy was speaking to me, to say that I shouldn't have used his words, I shouldn't have repeated them in the context of this is his report to me, I think that's bullshit. I think people should see exactly the way that report came to me, so that they can make their own decision on how this information got to me. And
Okay,
when you see someone say, young girl enthusiast, I'm pretty sure everybody who reads that gets sick to their stomach.
Okay, I got
Except
good news for you.
pedos.
Got good news for you. He says that he's going to come in under one of his other Skype things. I don't know if he wants to have me open up the Skype and talk through this, or if he's going to want to just talk to you individually, but I'm waiting. It looks like he's setting something up to be able to talk with you. Okay. Okay, it looks like he logged into something else, so we'll see. Okay.
Why the great rigmarole?
What do you mean?
This is the tech-savvy Happy Cabby.
I'm asking him.
Yeah, I wonder why he doesn't care for Google Plus. Just
I
curious.
don't know, but I tried to invite him 100 times into things. Okay. Okay, let me see. Hey, how you doing? Now, you did see what I typed. I'm in a Hangout Air. Agent of Doubt is here, and Inventor Gorilla. Okay. Can you guys hear him?
Yeah.
Barely.
All right. Well, let me see. Would you prefer talking to him through Skype or through the Hangout?
Oh, I'd love to talk to him through Skype if he had ever, shared his contact details with me on Skype.
Okay. Well, agents claiming that he is blocked.
I'll do better than claim. I'm going to bring it up and then put it on share screen.
In fact, I sent out this message yesterday, basically,
Yeah.
why the hell is he,
Can't hardly hear him.
doing this
Okay.
shout out and report you or whatever, especially after all this stuff that he's done.
Hey, you guys want to? Would you prefer doing this through Skype, because they say they can barely hear you through it, and they probably can't because I don't have my sound cord.
But before we do that, you could pull up my screen and see that I do not, in fact, have Happy Cabby added on Skype because he's removed his details from sharing with me on the one account that he ever had me added on. And it's been that way for almost a year. And I already addressed it with him, almost a year ago, and he said, "Oh no, I have all these accounts, and I can't keep track of them all." It's been almost a year.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me see. All right, did you get that?
What?
All right, just come on to. Okay, I'm going to end my broadcast here, and then Gorilla, come on Skype as well as Agent stuff, and then talk about it there, all right?
Sounds good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to Brett Keane from the YouTube channel Keane Vlogs. Hope you all have a good morning and night and whatever the fuck you're doing. Peace.
Handle group calling.
Okay. Well, apparently, Agent accused me of being a very sexy human being, and I agreed with him on that, but there's a little bit of drama where Gorilla doesn't completely agree with both of our hypotheses, but I think we'll get to it. No, I'm just kidding.
Fuck you, Brett. Fucker. No, I think it's see, I think I kind of agree with Cabby in that, advertising or showing the links at all, maybe in bad taste, but that's why I wouldn't make a good reporter, because I would be biased against what to report on and what not to report on because of my own personal prejudices. And I can respect Agent of Doubt's reporting integrity and staying neutral and just reporting this stuff, but I don't think I would do that. But that's just me, because I have small children, so maybe I'm a little bit more sensitive to that stuff.
Well, I think characterizing it as advertising or promoting is an insult to not just me, but everybody who watches my channel.
Yeah.
Because you're assuming that I am the leader of a pedo promotion ring, and that there's a whole bunch of pedos watching me going on right to those things because they want to watch it.
Yeah, I see
in
that.
reality, I'm reporting what flags happen, and what the people who listen to that segment are probably going there to do something about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hear you.
That's what's more likely on my channel.
Yeah.
Okay? Pedos have their own rings of trusted people that they can fucking use to find as much porn as they want.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
So why include them at all then?
Because it's important to me to show every flag that happens, especially to show the ratio of how many flags happen in each of the different communities.
Okay.
Okay,
Let me give you an example on that.
Okay.
To just bring it to a ridiculous number.
We've already talked about it.
Okay. I'm about to target the people who do these tiny URL uploads for Doctor Who episodes.
You're speaking to me with Doctor Who.
Do what?
You're speaking to me with Doctor Who.
I'm speaking to Doctor Who?
No, you're speaking to my heart.
Okay.
Doctor
But
Who.
anyway,
Go ahead.
any episode in the world, television series, you've probably seen these things 100 times. It's like, here, if you actually want to see the thing, click down in the video description and grab your computer with hard drive. So anyway, I'm looking at the search results. It's going to take me a few hours to do this, but 40 million is the number that's going to go down.
Wow.
If I were to give you a list of 40 million, which, by the way, I am pretty sure I can actually give you such a list, do you honestly intend to report on that?
If just for the sake of brevity in my own video, I have said go here to see a list or news on a subject. There was a week recently where Activision decided to take down numerous channels and flag numerous videos because of game footage. And I said, there's so many of them out there. There's too many to list. I do try, but it's impossible to do in a video where sometimes I hit the 30-minute mark and I think I'm going too far, or I'm getting dry-mouthed in it.
Mm-hmm.
It is hard to completely capture the entire scope of flagging, especially when probably 90% of it goes unreported because people just feel like there's no recourse at all after they appeal and get denied. And they don't make any noise saying that they were flagged or let anyone know.
Mm-hmm.
Or they let somebody know that wouldn't know me because they're in a completely different community.
Yeah, because, for example, it doesn't make any sense at all to announce, it's like, hey, I got flagged, because that's basically telling people, oh, only 2 more strikes and I'm gone. So, no.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, that's been something where somebody's told me, please don't report it.
Yeah.
And after something has been resolved, that's when I reported it. And that's exactly what happened with Brett. Was I was holding out on wanting to report it, and I kept on asking him, hey, has this been resolved? Because I did not want to say that somebody had found a way around the YouTube show's protection. Because that person might, somebody else might learn that and try to get that exploitation, and then, he'd be back to square one. I didn't want to report that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I guess my biggest issue, I mean,
Okay.
number one, I would never have listed the channels for one main reason. Number one, in the own words posted on that blog, which of course you just copied and pasted from somebody else, but many of these channels simply had videos removed and they were not yet terminated. In other words, these people could still do the really offensive stuff they were doing. The second thing is the section in there where you're talking about it's like these people were just, fans of small children. Which, if you take a look at the Google cache, you can see just how creepy these people were. I mean, these people were not fans of children. These people were curating.
Yeah, and in this week, I didn't take any past the first 10 channels. I didn't take any look at the things that were coming from this person reporting. The reason why I left their words exactly the way it was is because I was kind of disgusted by the euphemism of little children enthusiasts, little girl enthusiasts.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you know what? When people see this list, those people who watch this series, when they see this list and then they see me set this person's PMs apart and see this is a report that I got, they're going to know, hey, this person is trying to, spin pedo as if it's good. And this is the kind of dark shit that I've encountered week after week. Some of it's a lot easier to put out there in a way that some of the channels that Helen 906 has said, well, this channel got flagged down, right? Mm-hmm. By the name alone, you wouldn't know that it was a pedo channel, right? And I've got reports that seem completely innocuous and don't even say why. It's just this person was terminated,
Mm-hmm.
And that has slipped in there before, where if you go and look at the category of all the rest, the ones that I didn't think were that important, there are some of them that were sent to me as reports that I'm pretty sure I would have had a little bit more to say about them and put them in the inappropriate category. This time I got this huge wall of flags that not only did I really didn't like the way that it was presented and wanted to show it as it was presented because it was so sick. I also was like,
but
how the fuck is this person?
Commentary on it. You basically just said,
no. I'm like, this is how it was sent to me. This is exactly how it was sent to me. This is Helen's report. Poof. Right? And every week there is sickness. Okay? There is something very, very wrong about at least one video every week. And I will mention it in the video. But the other thing that struck me as odd this week was my aggregators that look for people screaming, hey, I've been flagged, didn't pick up any of these. And the week prior, they didn't pick up any of them either. So I'm wondering, how the hell does Helen know about these things when I can't find news anywhere else except for Helen's report to me?
Have you asked Helen?
I said it in my video that I'm trying to get a hold of Helen in other means and talk to Helen. But I'm pretty sure, by the way that it was presented to me, Helen's probably a part of that community.
Okay.
Yikes.
And because of the added spotlight, I don't think Helen will probably be sending me these reports anymore. Especially because I haven't come out with any, I guess, defense of Helen at all. And I put the PM out there exactly as sent, which many people consider PMs to be private, period. Especially probably in that community. Loose lips sink ships,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting, how did Helen get all of these, the list of all of these flaggings? Because I've even looked to see it, and I can't find anywhere near as many. So yeah, that is interesting.
Side note here: if somebody posts their or posts your real name in my comments, you would have me delete it, right?
Basically, there's a glitch with the privacy reporting tool that unfortunately I discovered. Somebody did this against a friend of mine, and although I intended to file a privacy complaint on the comment, the video uploader, who was actually a friend of mine, actually got the complaint. So I actually had to go through and retract that complaint.
Hmm.
So right now, there's nothing that I can do about it. Um, so if you see it, take it down.
You would have me delete it.
I would prefer that you delete it because, number one, um, there's enough people out there.
No, cannot look. Cannot look. Ah. I haven't seen the UFC fights, and getting into my email, there was some news, and I was like, no spoilers. Okay, so I know it happened at least once on this video.
Mm-hmm.
Cabby, I had no idea that the drama between you and unsaid person Nick Bravo was as serious as it was. Um,
For the life of me, I don't understand. It's like, dude, he lived with me in 2009,
mm-hmm.
And all the stuff he's posting out there now is kind of funny. He's, let's see, his latest accusation is that I was working at Walmart in their
Yeah.
McDonald's, and I was fired. Um, and it's like, okay. Now there is one time that I did work at a different fast food chain
Mm-hmm.
doing balloon work, and that was in the McDonald's, in the Walmart, but it wasn't McDonald's. It was another one, but I wasn't fired. It was just a temporary gig.
Mm-hmm.
It lasted for 3 days. I was doing some kind of grand opening type thing.
Yeah, I thought, and my apologies for being ignorant, but I thought that a lot of the drama between you and him was a bit trumped up. You know?
Oh no! You
Yeah.
want to see this guy go postal? Upload a video that just has my name in it. You don't even have to say anything. Just put my name in it, and he will flock to it. And it's like,
Yeah. It's weird. It's creepy.
Mm-hmm. But the exciting thing is he's finally found financial wealth. He now has more money than he knows what to do with, and I'm happy for him. Apparently, he got some kind of inheritance.
Oh. Yeah, I
I would
noticed it.
consider Nick to be a stalker of yours, and I would ask you, why would you taunt a stalker by republishing that video that you did?
Republican?
Yeah, you had a video that was private that you set to public again.
Oh,
Yeah.
that one, I actually don't remember having it be private. It was private back in 2010, but then it was made public again, and then somebody wanted to see it, and You know, just like the glitch, it still happens. You know, you know, I actually made about 20 videos public that day, but that one was the only one to post it up to the thing. But, you know. Still, it doesn't make me look bad, in my opinion. You know, he's sitting there talking about the fact that, you know, anything under $10 an hour is beneath him, and yet I'm supporting the both of us earning $9 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Wow.
I'm still here.
And like I said, you know, he's got himself a nice car. He's working in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Old, and so.
Yeah, I noticed he went from videos in a van to videos in a car with leather seats, and I was like, how did that happen? You know?
He got some kind of inheritance.
Okay.
And I'm happy for him. You know, so now he doesn't have to worry about being homeless or anything like that. He can take care of himself, and that's an exciting thing.
Yeah.
Abby, I've sent you a contact request.
Oh. Well, there it is. How do I get it? Oh, there's that thing. Okay. I thought I had you on this thing, but I guess I had you on the live account. This here is my help account.
We went over this about a year ago, and you said you didn't have me removed, and it just never got resolved. And you haven't been contactable by me for a while.
I don't know. Every time I've sent Cabby.
Are we talking about Skype, or are we talking about?
Oh yeah, we're talking about Skype.
I'm really on.
We had the discussion in YouTube comments where you told me that I wasn't removed from your contacts on Skype, but then I had told you, yeah, you have, because I've got comments that aren't getting to you and still have the little swirly because you removed you withdrew your contact information from me. You only ever added me on that one.
Which account is that on? Is that on this account or the live account? Because I have two Skype accounts.
I will send you the contact of the one that I'm talking about.
Okay. Because I am not on Skype. The only time I go on Skype is if somebody needs something.
I've just sent you that contact. That's the only one you ever had me added on.
No, that one I don't use too much.
Okay. Well, going forward, if you feel like withdrawing your contacts from me, I'm not going to hold it against you.
No.
I'm just going to get a little upset when I hear in a video, oh, I've got him on Skype. I could just call him. Like, really?
I'm almost certain that I do have you on the live one. Do you have a...
I'm pretty certain that you don't.
Okay, well... Unfortunately, I'll have to go grab the password now, because I've got the password to that account. I have it written down. I mean, I'll log on to this one, because this one here I have memorized.
You guys still able to hear me?
Well, unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
Horrible. Well, I found out something recently, Happy. I had said something in the video that I got on my channel that I was wrong about. Agent showed me, it was a little difficult for me to see because I wasn't actually in the title of the video, but in the description he actually showed that he did point out at some point in time that I had gotten flagged, and I have not been aware of that. So.
Yeah, I do remember us discussing that, and I brought up the fact that he said that he did, and so.
Yeah, he showed me, and I apologize to him for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe you could put up an annotation correcting that mistake. I'm still waiting for the proof from Ludius Laminatus, or whatever his name is, claiming that I said something when I know I didn't.
Yeah, I saw that. It's in my comment section.
Mm-hmm.
You got to remember though that Glutes is kind of a troll, and he a lot of times I think he confuses people with other people. So yeah, I'll be on the lookout for that too, because I don't. Yeah, I have a hard time believing that, but.
I don't know if he gets confused or if it's just that he's a natural asshole at first.
I quit, Brett. You gotta private the video before you digs up the evidence.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, no, I know exactly what I said, and to be honest, I didn't even bother taking the time to review the thing because I know I didn't say it.
Yep. Well, gentlemen,
kind of
this
added to my feeling that you didn't really know anything about my channel when I saw that you said in a response to me that you wanted to make the video before I removed anything, and Christian can vouch for this. I never take videos down.
no.
It's another one of those principles that I got. But it would be really, really hard for me to take a video down just because someone had some criticism of it. You know?
Yeah.
I am one of those leave it all up kind of guys. And I was like, he really doesn't know me.
Unfortunately, for me to actually get to know somebody really well on the internet, they have to show feet. And you're not my type.
Well, gentlemen, I think I'm gonna bow out. I've got to work tomorrow. Well, I'm gonna try to work, and so I'm gonna let you guys go. I recorded some of this.
If you leave in the next 5 minutes, you're not going to get your happy ending for
Why?
your drama book.
Why? What are you gonna do?
Well, I had this concept that I want to get out.
Okay.
And if you left now, you would miss it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, here's the deal. Okay, there is this scene in the movie Dogma, and I'm pretty sure we've all watched this movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Dogma.
Where Matt Damon is screaming at Ben Affleck. I think I've heard that rant before. You sound like the Morning Star.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I get this PM from Happy, and in some of the things that like, I understand the redirects, flagging them down because that's going to put a virus on someone's computer. That's an action. That's not really free speech that you're fighting there. Mm-hmm. I understand to an extent content protection, right? Mm-hmm. But one of the things that you're saying you're taking down is pyramid schemes and scams and whatnot, right?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So some of the ways that you talk about these pyramid schemes and scams and how those people have no place on YouTube.
Yes.
These are the ways that people talk about Brett.
And right? I agree with those people.
Do you think that Brett has a place on YouTube? I think you do think that he has a place on YouTube, but this is the arguments that they will use to justify trying to flag him off.
Nope, he's told me to leave a million times. It's so too ugly.
Okay. Let's compare Brett Keane and, for the sake of argument, assume that all accusations against him are true for this argument. Let's make him, the e-begging, scum-sucking parasite that he is. What I am taking down, or at least trying to, is companies such as Empower Network, TVC, and some of these others that claim to, there's this one person that claims he can make you a millionaire in 10 weeks, and all you have to do is give him this money, and then he'll recruit other people for you and all this stuff. And it's the classic pyramid scheme. They're only the people up at the top making any kind of money. These people are constantly, recruiting and flashing around money and stuff like that. Okay, now let's compare that to Brett. Brett went on the internet and convinced a couple people to send him some money via PayPal so he could spend it on World of Warcraft. Do you honestly believe that those two are comparable, those two scenarios? One
the scenarios are not.
Focusing on
the scenarios are apples and oranges, but the way that you talk about them is what I'm getting at here. The argument sounds like the argument being used against Brett, and I don't even think when they use that argument against Brett, it is really valid. Okay, I'm just saying you sound like those people. In your PMDB, you say people who scam others out of money via cash gifting and pyramid schemes have no place on this website. There are plenty of examples of people who you probably wouldn't want flagged off of YouTube who have been a part of those things in the past, especially cash gifting.
Mm-hmm.
And cash gifting would cover a lot of the different churches that have a YouTube presence. And
say what again?
The anti-theists that will rail against those churches and call them scams with cash gifting, the people who will still scream about Venom Fang X for things that he did 3 or 4 years ago and say that he has no place on this website, it's what you came off like.
Okay. Let me ask this a different way. Do you believe that people who run things such as Empower Network or this Global Domains International, stuff like that, that target the vulnerable and the people who are desperately trying to find employment, do you believe that they have a right to be on YouTube and trick unsuspecting people into giving them their money?
I'm going to say I don't think that people have a right to be on YouTube to begin with. The way that you phrased it to me seems wrong in that respect.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the privilege, there are some people who get flagged in my recap. They get flagged as multi-level marketing and whatnot, who might be preaching a prosperity gospel. If you pray to God more, you're going to get more money. And by the way, here is my, one of the things you can show that you're walking in the Lord is to send this ministry some money, and then you're going to get money yourself. You're going to see wealth in your own life. Those people get flagged as multi-level marketing. And it seems like a very popular evangelical sales pitch that looks a lot like religious speech to me.
Well, on that, unfortunately, we're going to have to
Um,
disagree.
there are a lot of videos that keep on coming up in my aggregators where these multi-level marketing people are teaching each other how not to get flagged, not just on YouTube, but on Craigslist, especially,
Mm-hmm.
and other websites. But they're using YouTube to tell people how to not get flagged on Craigslist, and they're basically adapting to any of the terms of service in order to still get their pyramid scheme out there, but just not put it out in a way where it's evident in the video, and then they're going to hit them with it in a PM. That's that special component that makes it flaggable.
Mm-hmm.
So what's happening is basically like using too much antibiotics. Now we've got the antibiotic resistant strain of multi-level marketing out there that's a little bit more clever and coy, and they're teaching each other now how to better rip people off.
Yes, but then there are people like me who collaborate with others, and we actually talk to each other and figure out what works to take these things down.
At a certain point, when they're just saying, the whole hope spiel part of these scams, there's nothing in it that isn't, you know, plain free speech. And one of the problems I have with some of them that have been flagged is watching some of the other videos that they have. Some of it is they actually do have a product. It might be a crappy product, like some sort of home gym or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have a hard time distinguishing what gets flagged down as multi-level marketing or pyramid schemes or a fraud and just plain capitalism. You know, I don't think Amway would be allowed on YouTube if people were, seeing the Amway structure. Amway itself is something that it would be completely against the terms of service.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is one of the reasons why when me and some others, we flag these videos, we just don't simply type scam. We actually have to convince YouTube why something is a scam, which is a little bit hard to do when they only give you 500 characters to do it. So one of the things that I do is I actually have, for all the different scams that I target, is I have a little, Google Drive type thing, and I give them the link to that, and that's the stuff that they use, when I'm taking this stuff down, because I have to, each and every single video, even though I'm copying and pasting the thing, and I can actually go through an entire channel in just a few minutes, but each time I hit the flag, I have to explain why something, is a scam. They're just not going to simply take my word for it.
Okay. At this point, I've got to wonder how much time you spend every day policing these scams and other forms of things that are against the terms of service.
It's not so much every day because there's sometimes I just can't get to the computer. But on a week, I could probably tell you at least a couple of hours a week.
Unpaid.
Yes.
And this is a passion of yours, not like
Yeah.
like a calling.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I respect that calling in that I understand where I'm coming from, where I really want to show people how this flagging is so bad in certain communities that it actually takes up a good portion of all the flags that actually happen on YouTube. And my overall message is that the false flagging that we can avoid is something that we should strive to avoid. because it's really silencing people's voices. And I see that you think that the multi-level marketing and the other types of scams and even the kiddie porn that might pop up, or the ripped off movies, you think that that's killing YouTube, right? I never see any of that stuff in my subscriptions box.
It used to be really bad, especially these tiny URL uploaders. It's like there used to be videos that had hundreds of thousands of views. There was, for example, it was a Tinkerbell. And little, an adult, hopefully, when they see this thing, it's like, oh, it's a scam, they won't buy it. Children, however, a lot of times will say, oh, okay, well, I'll just click right here, fill out this survey, hand over my email address, and then they infect the computer and stuff like that. So, I started going after these things, and for example, right now, it's like you don't even see them. And for example, right now, I'm about to go target this Doctor Who stuff. 40 million search results is what's the total. Now, of course, that does not mean there are 40 million bogus videos, because basically what I'm typing is I'm typing in Doctor Who episode tiny URL. So, for example, there might be some video games, and tiny URL is a pretty common type thing. But, for example, let me give you one channel that is, let's see. Oh, yeah. Like, take a look at this one. Yeah, this is one that's about to go down. As soon as I'm done with this spam conversation, you can click right there. You can see it's like, boom. That's an obvious scam type thing. At least I think it is. I probably have to click on it myself just to double check. Oh yeah, it is. See? But click the link below if you actually want to see it. And as you can see, 9 videos, I'll go through that thing, and just a little bit that won't be there no more. And the stuff like that I'm tearing out. So, out of the 40 million, well, I'd probably say at least, probably maybe 5 or 6 million of those search results are going to be videos, just like the one that I just got done showing you. And it will actually make the experience a whole lot better, because when you're going to search for Doctor Who, you're obviously looking for things like your favorite clip. Maybe you saw something that's like, hey, I just want to see that clip. Well, now that you have all the bullwinkle cleaned off, you can actually find the actual clips. So yeah, doing this actually does make the experience better.
I'll give you that.
Mm-hmm. And of course, there are other people in here. For example, there's some Doctor Who video games and stuff like that shows up. And, obviously, we're not going to be targeting those people. We're just going to be targeting just the things that I gave you an example of.
I'll say to you, though, something that I said to those two. I think that you took something that I said the wrong way in my video, where I said, if you find some like actual kiddie porn or porn on YouTube, do what you feel is right.
Mm-hmm.
By that, I just given the example that I went to the IC3 and reported this to the FBI when I found it, right? I didn't flag it because I wanted the FBI to be able to see it.
Oh, actually, just to let you know, even if you flag it, they can still pull it up in the office. 6 months after something is deleted, they can pull up the deleted version and get all the information that you need. So yeah, there's go ahead and flag it, keep other people from spreading it around, and then send it off to the authorities. Because
do you have a? I'd say, do you have a reference for that where I could find that the police can still see it for up to 6 months? This would actually change my mind on that particular type.
The summit that I attended in 2011, I had a meeting with a guy by the name of Stefan, who heads up the policy enforcement team. And basically it was me and some other people that were in there, and we were talking about, enforcing and flagging and stuff like that. And they basically demonstrated, how they review the processes and stuff like that. And they showed us, some of the removed videos, and they said, yeah, we can pull that stuff up to 6 months old. And, obviously we had to sign, non-disclosure agreements and stuff like that. So, there is like no recording, no transcript of the meeting, other than me just simply saying, that I was at the meeting.
I'm gonna send a letter to YouTube now. But you've at least got me going that far, where I want to know where I can find that kind of information. That information specifically.
Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to do it, because for example,
They might answer a specific email.
One thing that I've been trying for the past year to get an answer out of them is why can some things be flagged, appealed, and other things can't be appealed. It's like, what is the criteria? And they won't answer that. And he said, well, the reason is because, it is what it is. So that's one thing they're not telling me. But the exciting thing is I'm going back again it's on September the 30th that they're flying me back out there. So, hopefully they can have an answer for me then.
Well, other than that, where things where I would not just be at the level of flagging, but prior to that, I would probably be at the level of calling the police, and that would be my priority instead of flagging. Would be alerting police. I'd say pretty much any video where somebody is just speaking. I really, really want people to think about the effects of flagging and what it does to our community. And a lot of the videos that I would understand people flagging or might one day flag, they all have to do with actual actions, like physically, like, of course, the sex ones, but also one in particular would be like high school bully videos, where somebody is like, meet me at 3:00, and then somebody has their cell phone out and they film a whole fight where someone gets his ass kicked, and it gets flagged down, and then they re-upload it and said, "Pussy flagged it down," and that's when it comes up in my aggregators, and then they'll doc drop the kid, and basically the whole school is sharing it around how the kid got his ass beat. It's against the terms of service, yeah, but to me it's the whole, it's not the terms of service or the law that really defines my principles. It's that there's a lot of violence being enacted on a kid that I don't like, and that violence is something that, the video was part of the inspiration for the violence. They set up these kids to be on video, It's part of the taunting. That's you were wondering where it would be that I would flag something, and I can tell you that calling and emailing with the FBI about the foot fetish flagger That was the last run-in I had with reporting anything in any way. I DMCA'd a video by Verum Serum because they stole my video in order to post it on their blog, and they got hundreds of thousands of views off a video that I filmed, and they did not change it except for to add their own website to the end of the video. And I was really pissed off about that because that was my video. It was during the Occupy movement.
Yeah.
And I DMCA'd that. And I put it meant so much to me to actually cross that line. I told people openly on my YouTube channel, I'm like, this is the DMCA that I did. This is my reasons, because it had been a while since I'd done anything like that. And prior to that, the very last false flag that I was a part of didn't actually result in anything, but it was actually against Christian here. That was in December of 2010, and it was about Christian hadn't gotten around to removing a video with Crazy to the Core's kid in it, and I was asked to be part of a group that would help flag it down because nobody knows how many flags it takes to flag something down. So sometimes an entire band of people will all get together and try to flag something down, thinking that multiple flags will get it more attention. And that was something that I really had to think about after being part of that gang of people, And he ended up taking it down before any of the flags were addressed, or maybe they just didn't think that it was important enough to take his video down. Who knows? But I know that was the last time that I was going to be a part of a group effort to flag someone, especially when it was something that maybe they needed to be a little bit more patient and give him the chance to take it down on his own.
Were you part of the group? Were you part of the group of people that flagged down his video with my kids in it? Because that one,
I was part of a group that flagged the same group flagged Ogith for troll channels because he was flagging Snowwalker 1. I don't remember if it had anything to do with.
I didn't hear anything about this. What's going on?
I was just talking about the last time that I participated in anything like a group effort to flag something, and I just, thinking back on it, I just don't like what happened and how we all acted.
What do you mean by group effort?
People banding together to put flags on something, thinking that the multiple flags will have an increased effect on the attention it gets from YouTube.
Why did you guys do that for? What's that all about?
At first, it started as protection from Ogith and Tommy Parkey.
What were they doing?
They were leaving all sorts of trashy comments all over our channels, like just spamming the word faggot in multiple comments on channels, and then you go to the channel that did it, and it's a Tommy Parkey YouTube Troll Police channel, and it's your picture on a guy who's stroking himself,
Oh,
and we took down a bunch of those.
Tommy Parkey would be a classic example of somebody who, in my opinion, does not belong here.
Yeah.
And when I said that there are some people that are just here just to cause problems, he's one of the type of people I'm thinking of.
Okay, well, I had a conversation with Tommy Parkey and found out why he is the way that he is. And it was because a flagging campaign was started by Greg, All Babies Are Atheists, to take out a channel that he had that had like 5 million views on it and had a whole bunch of subscribers, and had nothing to do with the channel that he was using to have a conversation with Greg about. Now, the conversation with Greg was getting to the point of him leaving trolly comments, yes. But Greg went ahead and took out his other channel when he found out what it was. And that's why you have this guy who is so obsessed that he will troll Greg over years and years. It's because basically, YouTube is like Amway. If you didn't get in at the beginning to get all your subscribers, you're not going to get them. Right? He got in at the beginning. He had all those subscribers. And I know Brett can feel the pain here. You know, Brett lost the channel when he was in at the beginning. Brett should have just as many subscribers as the Amazing Atheist right now. And he doesn't. You know? Tommy Parkey feels the same way.
I'm sorry, but I have a hard time believing... Yeah, I'm believing you, but I am having a hard time believing... This is what I got from him. Because I asked him directly, why mess with the guy's granddaughter? You know? Mm-hmm. Why put the pictures of all of that? Why are you going over years? You know, why haven't you gotten over it? And then that's the response that I got. Okay. That well, it was. I'm not an expert. He would understand his sock account being flagged down because he did leave trolling comments. It was when his main account that had nothing to do with that one got flagged down that he became obsessed. Okay. Well, still, I based on what I know about the All Babies guy, you know, yeah. Like, I'm sorry, my skeptic alarm is just going off, and especially when you consider he's telling you the story. Well, I had this conversation with him because I was wondering why Shayra was on the death clock. Okay, and I was the one saying, "This is how you get a video removed, or sorry, a website removed from this free website hosting service when they have death clocks on different atheists." And I had no idea why he would have Shayra as a death clock person because she didn't do anything to him, you know. Mm-hmm. And then that's when I started talking to him, and that's what I got from him. Yeah. And it's not as hard for me to believe because the parallels are there with all these other people who have been flagged and lost channels. And what happens to somebody when they have a large subscriber base and then they lose it, they all of a sudden have the freedom to be the worst trolls, to be able to flag even more than they got flagged because they have nothing to lose. You know?
What's death clock?
Bionic Dance and All Babies Are Atheists and Shayra were all on this website. Their picture and then a countdown for when something bad was going to happen to them. Oh boy! And we reported it police-wise, but then I went the route of telling the hosting service that he was on that runs these free websites for anyone, hey, look at this and take it down. And it was taken down, and I made a video about it.
And this is the same person who claimed to have like a huge channel a long time ago?
Apparently. But in my opinion, the guy's just completely freaked loose.
Why would you believe a guy who goes that far? Sure, when I had my account knocked down, it aggravated me, but it didn't make me start talking about, murdering people when their time's up or bullshit like that. This guy sounds like he's fucking out of his goddamn mind.
Well, whether or not you're guilty of this, when you had no channel that wasn't flagged down within a couple weeks, Brett, people made a lot of accusations that you were flagging people. And it was very understandable to them that you would do this sort of behavior because you would have nothing to lose. If you got flagged down in retaliation, that's just par for the course for Brett Keane in that era. So you hear a lot of speculation that Brett Keane is the source of all flags.
Well, that's just part of their little game. I call that their little troll game, where they just want to throw more shit into the fire to start trouble and aggravate. But that's still, you're talking about a guy who is basically, from what you said, death clock, talking about when the time counts out, they're going to destroy somebody like that. That's a little bit far. I don't care if I had 500,000 subscribers and lost the account. I'm not going to start talking about murdering people and shit. That's kind of ate up. That's extreme, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would hurt my feelings. I'd probably cry in a fucking corner, but I wouldn't lose my mind over it.
Well, and you might not lose your mind over it, but somebody who's already an upset person who isn't mentally stable, if they had to go through what Brett Keane went through, they might be murderous.
I didn't say I was mentally stable either, though.
Yeah, that's the point. This guy is not mentally stable, and I'm sorry, but I don't believe a word in that accusation that this stuff that happened to all Davies guy, that he was the person who started it. No, that's absolutely bullwinkle. I refuse to believe it.
Well, you know what? I don't think that Greg started it. I think Greg started with flagging down the comments that would happen from this guy's sock accounts.
Mm-hmm.
But they found out that this guy had a main channel. And when they did that, when they took that one out as well, when it had not, by this guy's story, he had not addressed Greg at all from that channel. And it got taken down, and he wouldn't have used that channel to troll with because he was, gaining so many views on it, and views were something that was important to him at the time.
Okay, so long story short, he decided to create a sock account, piss all over the internet, and then got surprised when the internet found out who he was and decided to piss on him.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, once again, my original statement stands. People like that generally don't belong here. Now, I can understand if somebody wants to, do like a response, like I did a response to you, you did a response to me, and that's fine and dandy and stuff like that. But, say for example, if I would just go, trying to, figure out, where you work, if I started, trying to, every single person that you associate with, whether it be online or whatever, and just dedicate my life to just making yours as miserable as possible. Yeah, stuff like that, they don't belong here.
Well, when you're putting it that way, I immediately have people coming to mind. And sometimes it's the opposite of what you intend to say there. As far as looking for where somebody works in real life and trying to affect their real life, I would say that Tommy Parkey did it to Glenn did it to Tommy Parkey. And in fact, I understand the Glenn side when his granddaughter's picture was involved. And the whole death clock thing when Kate had to also give a report to the police. But then you've got Ash and Exiled, both of them looking for each other in order to destroy each other. You've got Dawa Films and Thunderfoot. Your description there applies to so many different people, and I would say, do all of these people have no place on YouTube? I'd say more that these people have no place talking to each other or dealing with each other at all. But I wouldn't say that they have no place having a voice that reaches all the rest of us.
Oh. Gorilla, what's your opinion on that?
Opinion on what exactly?
Well, let's say, for example, if I were... Now, you got kids, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's say that I were to start going through your stuff, found out what your kids look like, started posting those on the internet just because I don't like the way you play your guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Wait. That's hitting too close to home, because I did have a video of his kids, and I did recently post a video of them, and I don't like his guitar playing.
Okay. And then it's like every single person that you interact with, online, I start, harassing them, and if I'm able to figure out where you work, I'll start, bothering you at work and just stuff like that. Just doing everything that I can imagine, making your life as miserable as possible, just simply for the lulz.
Mm-hmm.
Should I be banned from the website for that?
No, and this isn't going to be politically correct.
You're smirking me.
I think, well, yes, you don't deserve, you shouldn't be on the website, but I would probably, if somebody were to go to that extent of posting my children and interfering with my real life, I am mentally unstable enough to probably hunt that person down and confront them in person.
Yeah. And just to be clear, I'm not talking about doing like a pwnage video or something like that.
Well, I've had stuff like that happen, close to that stuff happen to me. Yeah, I'm not above hopping on an airplane and paying a visit to someone that's potentially putting my children in danger and putting my financial stability in danger. Yeah, I'm not above showing up with the police on their front doorstep.
Yeah, and I'll give you a perfect example when I'm talking about this. 2 days ago, Brett and I, we were having a discussion, and he was all hot and bothered about this one channel. And he said, can something be done about this channel? I took a look at it, and I told him no. And he said, yeah, but have you seen this stuff? He said, the guy had, I think, close to 100 videos. 4 of them were about Brett.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they weren't nice. Yeah, they were mean, stuff like that. But, basically, that's honestly not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'll give you a classic example of something I'm talking about. I'm sure you guys have heard of this user, Don't Stand So Close to Me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this guy is just beyond mental. And when I first interacted with him several years ago, I didn't know this. But, it's like he's started losing accounts, and it was like, those accounts, I fully support the fact that it got shut down. Because the stuff that he was posting is pretty darn disgusting. And of course now he's decided that he's going to leave, and he's just going to focus on his website. So, for that, and I consider that a triumph. I consider that good news.
Yes.
What kind of disgusting thing was he posting?
Yeah, for example, he would do things of Google Maps. He's got this hard-on for an Easy-On. And he would do videos of Google Maps showing the guy's house, other filming locations, stuff like that. This is also the same guy that posted the divorce records online, which not only affected Anision, but also his ex-wife, and stuff like that. So, and it's basically an entire shrine dedicated to hating on Anision. Now, compare that to another channel, which is called Onision Can Suck My Ass. This guy is just simply a hater. He's not really doing anything other than saying Onision sucks and Onision's stupid and stuff like that. You know, so one, just a hater, you know, big deal. The other guy, obviously crossing the line.
Yeah, in regards to the channel that Brett was all hot and bothered about, you know, I would look at it like, you know, that's the price of fame. You know, we all come to YouTube because we want the attention. We want attention. Yeah, but we can't always choose what kind of attention we get. And if someone's going to take hours and hours out of their life to smear us or make us look bad, you know, I think that makes them the loser. It's one thing to put up a video or two critiquing a person and critiquing what they say or disagreeing, but when you dedicate a channel, and I'm guilty of doing this, mind you, when you dedicate a channel into bashing someone, I think it shows that you really need to get a life. And I think it makes the person who makes the channel look far worse than you could ever make the person you're attacking look. And unfortunately, you know, Brett, it has this reputation because of all the trolls and all the negative stuff that's been said about him. And unfortunately, I think he's just going to have to learn to live with it and try to see something positive out of it. And that is that, you know, these people have wasted their own time, their own energy into doing something that really can't really affect you, or I don't think you should let it affect you. Now, if this guy is, you know, taking clips of his kids and his wife and doing nasty things about them, then Brett and I should talk in private. You know, because I would go with him, you know, to go and put a stop to that, because I think that's just, you know, that's beyond the reach of YouTube justice. That's when I think the police need to be involved, and any legal action you could take needs to be pursued, because, you know, I think some of the stuff that these people are doing is criminal. It's terrorism by definition.
Yeah, terrorism, criminal, some of it, yeah, but terrorism, I'm not quite with you on that definition.
Well, if you're creating videos with death threats and wishing people to die or be hurt, you know, and threatening them, I mean, isn't that kind of the definition of terrorism, which is to instill fear? But I see where you're drawing the line, and you're right. You know, it maybe terrorism is too, you know, is not the correct word.
I would say so as well, because as an atheist on YouTube, I've only had 8 death threats, but only 3 of them were outside of a religious context. And to say that somebody who's like really menacing in a video saying the wages of sin are death and you're on the path to, you know, death, you know, and have a person look to me like somebody, if he found me in the dark alley, you know, just like happened in the same place as me, I might actually believe this guy might think God put him there to kill me. You know, 5 of them were just like that.
Well, dude, you know, I've met you in person.
Consider that terrorism? No, I consider that religious zealotry.
Yeah, well, I've met you and we've hung out in person, and you're a pretty big guy, and I bet you he would probably think twice if he saw you in person. But yeah.
Speaking of big guy, Happy, you and me, when I make it to the Phoenix area, you and me are going to Ponchos. I'm going to eat you under the table with enchiladas.
Enchiladas. Oh, my
Any
goodness.
one of their enchiladas, they're all the same size. You can pick the flavor you want. We're going to keep a count. I'm going to have a camera on it. We'll eat you under the table.
Yeah, they got this one joint called Poncho, where it's an all-you-can-eat Mexican place.
That's it.
Hey, you guys don't mind if I post this conversation, do you?
No, we'll find out our DMCAs later.
All right. That's
no,
cool.
we all went in here. With, recorded.
Okay. Only because I did that video, and I'd like to post up this to show everybody that everything's been resolved, and everything's cool, and it basically clears the air, and any misconceptions about who thinks what or is arguing what can all be cleared up simply by watching this video. So
I'm just looking for the Gloomy Anonymous, basically saying that, I was defending terrorism.
yeah.
Mr. IG, what do you use on the record over there? Because I want to make sure that my sexiness is emphasized.
I have a paid account to Screencast-O-Matic.
Oh, he's fancy.
Fancy. It was like $10 or something for the year. I forget. But that way it doesn't have that watermark. That watermark really started to get under my skin,
So what are you going to put the title on the video that you're uploading? Yes, it's true, Brett Keane took out John Lennon.
No, I think I'm going to do like a giant circle jerk. Something like that.
Before you stop the recording,
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that to me, the most biting criticism of my series, the one that actually made me think the most, was actually from goddamn Real Man.
Yeah.
Real Man 1 trillion or 10 trillion or whatever the fuck number he's on now.
Yeah.
Oh,
He had his Real Man Pwn channel, and he was saying that by putting them there, I'm promoting them.
Yeah.
But the way that he said it was that he doesn't think that I'm actually promoting pedophilia. But for one, I think he doesn't know what the word cavalier means,
No.
and he kept using it.
Yeah.
And I know I used the word clinical in some of my descriptions, and I think he had a brain fart, and he was trying to say clinical, and he said cavalier. But anyways, my series actually does have people who watch it like train wreck curiosity.
Guilty.
They want to know. You're guilty, okay. They want to know exactly where the flags are, or who is doing something. Like when I do my flag watch, when I say this video is probably going to be flagged with reason, they want to know who it is. They want to go see it, and if there's some action to be taken, they want to be the person to do it.
Well, let me
It's not exactly leading pedophiles to where to find the pedo videos. It's more like the opposite of what I'm trying to do.
Oh.
It's more like leading those people who are looking for a video to flag right to the video where they're going to flag.
Yeah, remember Sabella and I...
Them, please don't flag, but they're going to look at that video.
Yeah.
And the last thing they're going to hear is me saying, don't flag. I'm hoping that they leave a comment saying, dude, you're a dick.
Well, remember...
Dude, this is disgusting. I hate you for posting this. But sometimes I'm probably listing people that it ends up like, for some people, like a hit list. Which is completely the opposite of the point of the series.
Well, you
but if
kind
they're
of...
looking at that one, if they're looking at the things that Helen 906 sent me, if there's any channels that are still up, people are working on it. Probably.
Well, you actually... You thwarted some good drama inadvertently by putting the drama between me and Sabella on Flag Watch. Because I dared her to public the video that she was threatening me with, and her response is, "Are you an idiot? Agent of Doubt put us on flag watch. You want me to get flagged down?" And I was like, man.
Well,
You're into it with those Sabella, huh?
Oh,
let me
yeah.
It's
ask you this.
it's a. Go ahead.
Go ahead,
Let me
Kevin.
ask, do you agree with this statement that sometimes flags need to be celebrated?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Michael?
I would say the flag of the video that you sent as an example right there, where somebody's leading someone away from YouTube with the promise of one video, like an episode of Doctor Who, and then they're trying to lead someone away from YouTube onto a site where they could get malware, or they're trying to, steal somebody else's content. That flag should be celebrated.
Okay, then we're on the same page on that.
Yep.
On that particular one, I still think that there is a line that I won't cross that is far more tolerant than what you have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree with that.
All right, good.